Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to make yourself a cup of coffee or tea with snacks if you want, because today we have very interesting stories, and one of them is a story about a woman with a man who assaults OP cause the swimming pool is closed, and then police came. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's start from the beginning. It was the first week out of school for summer vacation, and my son asked, could he have friends over since we're having a get-together for our family. I say sure, no problem, since I already know the parents of the friends. I make a couple of calls and invite them too. Now fast forward to the weekend. I have everything set up, the food is cooked and just ready to have a good time. After 20 minutes the guests start showing up. Some are my family, sister, brother-in-law, my nephew and mom, then my son's friends and parents. Everything, the thing is up and running. Now the last parents that shows up with their kid. I always knew the father never met the mother, and the kid was always a little on the troublesome side, but really never anything serious. But today this all changed. Now for the cast. CD. Cool dad. EK, entitled kid. EM, entitled mom. MS, my son. NC, nice cop. Me, come on, do I have to explain? The party is going well, and everyone is comfortable enjoying each other's company, and the kids are having a blast. I did set up some rules for the kids to make sure everyone is outside and not running in and out of my house. If they have to use the bathroom, go through the back door, since it was the quickest way to the bathroom, and only my son was the only one to bring any toys out to play with. Since everything they needed was outside anyway, everyone agreed, but Ek had a little whatever look on his face. After I explained the rules, CD went to EK and said in a stern voice, do you understand the rules, EK? EK responded with a sarcastic tone, yes. Now the way CD asked, I kinda figured he was tired of EK and his nonsense with following rules. Now EM speaks up for EK. You don't have to talk to him like that, EK understands, so just let him play and stop talking to him like that. I know him and you know how he is. Ek doesn't listen, and I'm not going to be embarrassed by lack of respect. I'm sorry about that, but she let him get away with everything, and I'm not going to have that behavior while I'm here. It's cool. Come on, let's get a beer. So is me and CD have a beer and sharing stories. MS comes to me to say EK needed to use the bathroom and can he bring out the Nerf guns. I said sure, and make sure you close your bedroom door when you're done. So MS and EK runs in, and I think nothing of it. So after a while I see EM looking like she was ready to leave. Well, she has been on her phone the entire time and looking at different people like a snob and a sense of I'm better than you attitude. CD sees this, and he can tell something was up with her, but he ignored it. After 5 minutes MS and EK walks out with the Nerf guns and starts passing them to the other kids. Then I see EK go to EM and tells her something which I couldn't hear, but EK was excited about something. EM with a look my way, and CD, she just shrugs her shoulders and went back to her phone. Okay. What was that about? I just ignored it. Now MS goes back to the house to get his phone to record the gun battle with the friends, and this is how it went. Dad, I can't find my phone. Did you plug it up in my room again? No, it was in my room on my bookshelf. Just for a little info about MS phone, he only records and downloads games on it. So I look for it, and he checks his bookshelf and underneath his bed to no luck. Was anybody else in here with you? Just EK, he helped me with the toys after he used the bathroom. I know this little, come on, let's go back out. Now I'm fuming. I know it was him, but I just had to prove it was him, but I had an idea. MS phone had a call and text app which me and my wife installed so he can text and call us. It only works off Wi-Fi, so I know it was still connected, plus it has a lock pattern, so if EK has it, he didn't hide it yet. CD, I need to talk to you. What's up? I think EK took MS phone. Wait, what? Ek, bring your butt here now. The whole party stops and M looks up pissed. EK looks in shock as he walks over to see what CD wants. EK has a mixed look of guilt and fear around on his face. I told you to stop yelling at him. That's it, I had enough. Ek, let's go. Don't you move, Ek. M, where is his book bag? Why? He didn't do nothing wrong. What the hell is going on? MS phone is missing, and EK was the only one in his room, which he shouldn't have been in there in the first place. My son don't have to steal crap from nobody. I knew you was on some crap when I met you and you treated my son like crap. Since he been here, screw you and screw that phone. Now at this point I take my phone out and call the number to MS phone, and I see EK onto the car. He realizes what I'm doing. EK, come here now. Leave EK the hell alone. They run to the front of my house where I see EK trying to get in the car, but unfortunately it is locked and EM has the keys. Boy, what the hell are you doing? Nothing, I was. EM cuts him off. Get in the car, we're going home, you don't need to be around this garbage but people. I guess after the back and forth with CD and EK must have forgotten what I was doing. As soon the door opens I hear the ringtone for me when I call MS phone, the Ghostbusters theme song. EK looks like he crapped a brick and EM face just drops like a cartoon character. Give me the phone now. EK goes for his bag, but EM closed the door on EK's hand, almost breaking it. What is wrong with? EM punched CD right in the mouth, and all hell breaks loose between EK screaming from pain, CD trying to stop EM from hitting him again, and me trying to break everything up. It was straight chaos. This all happened in 10 minutes, and someone called the police, and they pulled up with 3 cars. After the police break everything up, they question everybody and called an ambulance for EK, since he was still screaming when they got there. CD was put in a separate car to question him, and EM was telling so many lies I'm surprised her teeth didn't fall out. This where North Carolina comes in. Ma'am, we were told that you are the reason for the incident and that it was a stolen phone involved from this house. My son didn't steal nothing, they accused him of stealing the phone. I have money, he doesn't have to steal nothing from these bums. So where is the phone now? In the car in his book bag, which she closed the door on his arm when he was going to return it back to me. Then punched CD in the face. You are he, and C cuts EM off. Hey, stop yelling. Sir, can you prove it? Yes, I can. I can call the phone and the Ghostbusters theme song will play. At this point EM knows she is screwed at this point, and all of the color drains from her face. Ma'am, please unlock your door. I don't have to, you have no reason, open the door now. EM unlocks the door, and North Carolina hears the ringer and asks my son to unlock the phone, just to make sure, and he does. They let CD out of the car since everyone's story was the same, but they tell him to catch a ride with someone else. But officer, this is my car and I don't live with EM, she got a ride with me, and I would like to follow the ambulance so I can make sure my son is okay, please. Okay, sir. Ma'am, you're going to have to, that's my freaking car, you're not taking my free. Ma'am, I told you to stop yelling, this not helping your situation at all. Plus we had ran the plates, it's his car. Plus you're going in for assault on a minor and assault on CD. While they are trying to handcuff her, she takes a swing at NC and fails horribly. NC trips her to the ground and cuffs her. I never heard a woman lose it like that in my entire life. A month after the incident, CD calls me and tells me EK arm was not broke but will be on punishment until 2020 and EM will lose her shared custody and hope she will spend some time in jail for the assaults and taking a swing at the officer. I hope she does too. He apologized for everything, but I know it wasn't his fault. Thanks for reading, I know it was long, but I hope it was worth it. You're an amazing dad, I hope your son got his phone back. And I'm really curious on why people that are like EM think like this, if they think what they're doing in their head is the right thing to do, but punching a cop is always a no. So, a little background information for you. 2 years ago, I was the head hotel manager for a hotel in a tourist town in Missouri. I made a deal with the owner that I would stay in the small 1-bedroom apartment that was connected to the back of the hotel and be on call when I'm not working. Cast, me equals me. Entitled mother equals EM, entitled dad equals ED, coworker equals CW. So, my boss has a deal with a few charities around town that if there is a family displaced from their home for whatever reason, they can stay at the hotel for a month, half off the normal monthly price, to help them find a new place to live. Just before my shift ended one day, a family came in with 2 kids and told me that blank charity sent them over here to get a room. All was good, the only time I would see them is if their kids went swimming in the pool or they came down to grab their mail. About a week before their checkout date, I got word from my boss that he wants to drain the pool and have it cleaned. I made a sign outside the pool area and at the front desk explaining that the pool will close for 2 weeks starting the day the EPS move out. The week goes by and the day that EM and ED's checkout date arrives. EM walks up to the front desk. How may I help you, ma'am? We found a house, but it won't be ready for another month. How much is it for another month here in the hotel? 1 month will be $600. Fine, I guess we can do that, but I'm just waiting for a few friends to lend me some money so we can afford it. Okay, no problem, ma'am, just remember checkout is at 11 and the pool will be closed for the next 2 weeks. Whatever, she said as she walked off. At 11:30 the housekeeper called me on the radio informing me that the entitled parents had not left the room yet. I knocked and opened the door and apologized. She was about to make the payment for the room and was $200 short. She promised that she would find the money and I left, giving them more time. At 3 o'clock came down to the front desk with the money and I began to put her back in the system. Just a heads up, the pool will be closed today and won't be open for another 2 weeks. She looks at me like this is new information. You're closing your pool? I wasn't informed about this. It's been posted for 2 weeks on the gate to get inside the pool and right here, I said while pointing to the sign. At this point I could tell that wasn't too sure about staying here anymore and asked that she talk to ED before she decided whether she should stay. I couldn't hear what the lady was saying, but once she got done she walked back over to me. Okay, we will take the room. Great. I started finishing up the registration. Now are you sure, because once I print this off you will have 30 minutes to change your mind or else we can't refund you your money. Of course I'm sure. I give her the receipt and move on with my day. At 6 o'clock all hell breaks loose. I'm in my apartment when I get called on the radio with CW needing assistance in the lobby. The way she sounded, something was definitely wrong. By the time I get to the lobby I see CW, who was nearly in tears sitting on the couch terrified with ED standing over her yelling at full volume, while stood next to the couch watching ED while occasionally egging him on. Their 2 kids were standing by looking mortified about what was going on. I quickly run over to ED and CW and try to defuse the situation. What's going on here? ED got off CW and was now staring at me. This witch told me that my kids couldn't play in the pool. First off, stop yelling and we can talk about this. No, I paid $600 to stay here for a month and goddamn it, my kids deserve to be able to play in that pool. The pool is closed, sir, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We should be able to stay here for free because the pool is closed. Ma'am, I told you the pool was going to be closed before you paid for the next month. Plus, it was clearly on your receipt that you can't get a refund after 30 minutes. That's your word against mine. Ma'am, I can't open the pool for you. The owner had me close it so it could be cleaned. And does the owner know that you look like an easy girl to the guest? Talking about my pajama pants and tank top. Sir, I'm going to have to ask that you leave the hotel before I call the police. At this point takes her kid's hand and practically pulls them out of the lobby and into the atrium part of the hotel. With ED following. The pool is surrounded by a 4-foot fence in the middle of the hotel. I told CW to call 911 while I made sure that they weren't trying to get into the pool. Sure enough, I could see ED over at the gate, trying as hard as he could to force open the gate to the pool. Hey, leave the gate alone. That was all I got out when surprises me and pushes me into a table, which causes the table to fall with me on it. Then walks over to ED and together they were able to get the gate opened. They then grabbed their terrified kids' hands and forced them into the pool area and into the pool. I look around me to see a few of the guest doors open. I slowly got up and staggered into the lobby and I could see outside through the front doors that 2 police cars had just pulled up. I told the officers where they could find ED and and they quickly ran to grab them while I gave my statement to another officer. They came out of the pool cussing and screaming about how they wanted their refund and how I should have told them that I never told them that the pool was closed. After showing the police the security footage of them, the police had everything they needed for an arrest. Both and ED arrested for disorderly conduct, destruction of private property, assault, and endangering the welfare of a child, since the video footage showed ED throwing his daughter into the pool when his daughter refused to get in. Plus, ED had warrants in the neighboring county for domestic assault. The 2 kids were picked up by their grandma and the room was cleared out. The grandma apologized to CW and me for everything that her daughter had done to us. And explained that was a sweet girl until she met ED. Holy smokes. Is it all because of a pool being closed? Seems as though and ED wanted to be in the pool more than the kids. A bit of backstory, my son is in the hospital for a minor surgery. We were waiting to get called back when I noticed another little boy who is about 4 to 5 years old go over to a couple who had their son in a wheelchair. This child had to have a feeding tube in and was obviously a child that was going to need to be taken care of for the rest of his life. The 4 or 5-year-old was asking the couple questions such as, "What is the wheelchair for?" etc., etc. Normal questions for a curious child, and they answered them. When the child asked if the kid in the wheelchair could come play with him, the parents answered no, he's really not able to play with other kids because he doesn't understand how. My heart really went out to them because they were trying to explain things to a kid who probably didn't really understand the full medical restrictions that come with their kid. To this kid's credit, he seemed to understand that the boy in the wheelchair wasn't going to be able to play with him, and he was very polite. He said okay and went back to his mom. After a little while, I saw the mom approach the parents. And this is the conversation that occurred. The entitled parent will be EP, of course. The other two parents will be nice mom, NM, and nice dad, ND, and me will be me. Neither child plays a further part in the story, so I didn't bother assigning acronyms to them. Why wouldn't you let your son play with my boy? Ma'am, our son is unable to play with children. You're hurting my son's feelings. He just wants to be friends. Is your son too good for my son? Please don't speak to my wife in that tone. We said no, our son is unable to play with other children. He's disabled. So? What's wrong with your son anyway? Is he an R word? Now here is where I come in. I hate that word, and I hate people who assign that word to those who are disabled, especially children. I had a family member who was disabled in a very severe way, and it prevented her from doing a lot of things in life that everyone else takes for granted. So I did not take kindly to this woman assaulting their son by calling him such an ugly word. Me, walking over to her, are you deaf or just ignorant? They said no. No means no. They don't owe you an explanation, so sit down and shut up before I have one of the nurses send you out of here. She looks like she wanted to say something more, but at that moment she got called back to a room with her son and left in a huff. I could tell the mom was upset, so I sat with them and talked with them while we waited for our turn. They opened up to me about their son, and while I won't disclose his condition for the sake of his privacy, I will say that it's heartbreaking for any parent to have to go through what they're going through, and I admire how much love and dedication they've shown their little boy. When they got called back, we parted ways and I bid them farewell and hope the best for them. Sorry, there was no real climactic end to this. No police were called, no arrests were made, although I did encourage the parents to report the behavior to one of the nurses or even to their doctor. There's absolutely no reason to ever talk that way about a child or to use such a hurtful, awful word. When a parent says no, my child cannot play with your child, leave it at that and don't be an idiot. Thank you for standing up to her and saying something. You're a hero from a book, OP. That family did not deserve being harassed, and that woman should know how to be behaving better. Well guys, that's it for today. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider subscribing, and if you missed the last episode on the channel, I'm gonna link it right here. The story is about a woman who put on a crap show at a coffee shop when her kid drank coffee and put a blame on workers. Check this out if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video.